You gotta try Dawn Wine.
You know, I'm glad the tavern isn't open.
Tell me, Stanley. Tell me, what should I do?
Huh? Why does he keep repeating his own? Could there be?
Oh, Stanley. It should have been me. I should have been the one that died in the Meljabari that day. If only you hadn't had to save a rookie like me. You were a renowned adventurer.
Does anyone get what's...
I think our friend really did make it to the Mare Javari. And I think the tragedy he encountered there was real too. But the real adventurer, the real Stanley, that was his partner, not him. The real Stanley is the one who died to save our Stanley.
Wait, so the only reason our Stanley is called Stanley in the first place is because he stole the other Stanley's name?
I fear that may be the case.
Stanley, for so many years I've lived in fear. Fear that Mondstadt will forget all about you. So I tell your adventure stories at every opportunity. Mondstadt must remember. Stanley reached the center of the Mare Javari. He's the greatest adventurer there ever was. He lives on. Stanley will never die because I am Stanley. I'm sorry, Stanley. Getting too old. Are you guys planning on eavesdropping much longer?
Yikes!
Go away. Save your questions. Just
But...
leave now. Don't make...
Honorary Knight, Venti, and Paimon. I'm so glad you guys are here. I've been looking for you everywhere. I wanted to thank you again for helping me find...
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
That's wonderful.
No, not yet. Besides, Stanley, we'll see you tomorrow then.
Stanley's really fond of that kid, don't you think?
Oh.
Huh?
Just now, I couldn't bear to look at him. His adventure, just a...
You're not a toad.
Stories. To be honest, that's my biggest secret all these years. But the one thing I can never forget is that he died in a windless land. Where his
Exactly. Even in his memory, the real... Instead, he's become fixed on the image of him as that battle-scarred warrior. And
I'm too old. No adventurer should have to go that way.
Hans Archibald.
My true name? How did you know? The wind. I can hear the wind blowing in the Mare Javari. I always believed you existed.
Will you hand me your old friend's spirit?
you all. And thank you, Lord Barbados. I'm sorry. It's gonna take me some time to come, but I think that I'm gonna be okay.
Ah, wonderful! Stanley reconnected with his true self and Jack can finally go his own way. This calls for a celebration. And by celebration, I do, of course, mean libation.
And by libation, you mean you're...
No, I'll head off to fetch the...
Huh? Where's that supposed to be? Why has Paimon never heard of it? Hey, Tone Deaf Bard!
You made it. Finally.
Just tell us where you meet next time, okay? We looked everywhere. So, did you at least manage to find your wine?
Yep. Well, sort of. Jack made it out to be a rare collector's edition vintage. When actually it's just a half bottle of regular cider. This takes me back. The first time I saw this view, I hadn't even taken on this form yet. It was about 2,600 years ago, before the world had come under the rule of the Seven. At that time, Old Mondstadt was ruled by a tyrant who sealed off the city's perimeter with a ferocious hurricane. Even the birds couldn't get in or out.
Old Mondstadt? Oh, Paimon remembers. Nowadays it's known as Storm Terror's lair, right? You mentioned it before.
That's right. The Tyrant of the Winds who once ruled from that tower was Decarabian. God, back then, I was but a wisp among the thousand winds. I wasn't a god of anything. I didn't even have a human form. I was just a tiny elemental being who lived in the wind, a gentle breeze bringing subtle changes for the better, or tiny seeds of hope.
A tiny elemental being? Without a human form? Venti, do you mean you used to look different than you do now?
Yep. My current form is not so different from the situation with fake Stanley. I took the form of a friend. In Old Mondstadt transpired the story to be told. Where a tyrant ruled, I met a boy not that old. The lyre he played, and for a song he sought. But storm walls blocked blue sky. He was sincerely distraught. I do so wish to see the birds in flight, said he, his strong eyes filling with light. But his voice was lost in the howling wind's churn, for the whirlwind takes and gives not in return. The true sky and songs that cageless soar, were they not wishes worth fighting for? So the boy turned, extending his hand. Let us cast down the tyrant and his walls from this land. The young boy raised then the flag of revolt, and I threw myself into freedom's tumult. Victorious were we who fought to be free. Gods fell, winds whipped, nations shook violently. In the smoke, the despot met his doom. And we watched as his great tower fell none too soon. Mondstadt began anew, the story passed down, and since then never has another worn its crown.
So then what? What happened to your friend?
Say, Paimon, do you wish to hear the next part of the story?
Yes, of course. The suspense is killing Paimon. Now's the time.
Getting a little... You know, you're so smart it almost makes me uncomfortable sometimes. But then, maybe it's right that true friends can tell what the other is thinking. A refreshing drink, a gentle breeze, back to a song that I first heard from him. Fly, fly away. Like a bird in the sky. See the world on my behalf. To the heavens may you fly.